All right. Hey, CEOs.
Hey, CEOs.
We're super excited to be here again. We've got such a cool topic and also a topic that we're going to discuss at our brunch. So we're going to talk a little bit about it today, but we also want you guys to hang out with us at our brunch and really get more details.
So we want to talk about women in supporting each other. Now, here's a scenario. I'm sure you guys have maybe walked in a room and felt some eyes on you. Or I'm sure we probably all had the experience where somebody else could walk in a room and we immediately look at this lady. And there's some things that we probably say in our heads that are not nice
And
all
then
the time.
also, the other side of that is, how do we learn to have better relationships with women?
How do we learn how to not be bad at relationships between each other? It's something
it's
that
tough.
we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
You know, as women, we don't support each other enough. We don't help each other enough. But what is it inside of us that prevents us from doing that?
Yeah, and Tamara brings up a really good point because we recognize it, but a lot of times it's really hard for us to move past the recognition stage. And so what we're going to do is just tell you a little bit about our personal stories. For me, one of the things that Tamara and I have talked about for years is really me understanding that when my mom passed away back in 96, I was 14 years old. I remember going through a ton of phases. When someone passes away, you go through so many different phases of, you know, frustration, hurt, guilt, all these types of things. And one of the things that I remembered feeling really, really quickly was, well, if my mother's no longer here, God must think that I don't need a woman in my life. And so I had to really do some healing with that just because she passed away, it didn't mean that God didn't think I needed females in my life or a mother in my life, but he really wanted me to reach outside of my community. So my girlfriends, my aunts, my sister, but really understanding that if he took something from me, he also gave me something else. So for me specifically, that was a really big struggle for me. And I know that in my life personally, we're not talking about being better with relationships with women because we're great at it. We're talking about it because we know it's necessary.
100%.
So that's a little bit for me, Tamara, just understanding, number one, going to that place of hurt and saying like, okay, that right there caused an issue for me because I started struggling thinking like, nobody can replace my mom. Nobody, you know, I'm good without her. I'm okay. I can talk to her in my prayers. If God took her, that must mean that I didn't need her here on earth, but I can talk to her that way. So,
Well, for me, I think I've experienced just being in a group of women who really broke some trust. And, you know, come to find out, like, you know, they were really, they like tore me down in private, you know, but wouldn't do it to my face. And I think, you know, that really left a mark on me as I was younger to say, man, this is how we do it, right? This is how we're supposed to interact. And, you know, it's taken me years to really kind of move past that. But I think as women, we all share similar stories about, you know, how we've learned how to relate to one another. And all of it isn't healthy and good.
it's not. And so Tamara brings up a good point about just, it's kind of like we came up in it, so we thought it was our truth.
That's right.
And so, ladies, we are extremely passionate about understanding that we as women, when we work together, when we come together, we create wonderful things. Tamara and I have been best friends for 23 years, and we have literally uplifted each other, gotten through some tough things. I mean, honestly, just had each other's backs. And we want everyone to be able to experience that and for the long haul. We came up with a few topics that we wanted to make sure that we discussed. And we're going to go through them pretty quick. We don't want to spend a lot of time on it because we know that you guys are going to be at the brunch and it's going to be awesome. With that being said, we've got a few things that we wrote down and we want to share with you, right? So a couple of things as it relates to women working better together and really learning to trust each other differently, learning to embrace the relationships for what they are. The first one is stop being touchy, Tamara. What does that mean?
Jesus. Listen, I think that we have a tendency to be so defensive when our feelings get hurt or if somebody's giving us some feedback. It's almost like an automatic, right? It's almost like a defense mechanism. Like, no.
A guard comes up, right?
Right. Or I call it the nice nasty.
Oh.
We'll receive your feedback, but you know, it comes with a little something else too, right? It's kind of that nice nasty. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
And I honestly think sometimes I'm a pro at it. I've got a nice nasty professional, so I can do all of those in one. And it's not good. It really isn't good, because what it does is it really just bruises the relationship more. So you're like, you're trying to heal this relationship and you're trying to get things right and you're trying to hear somebody. So the thing was, stop being so touchy. So if someone's giving you feedback or someone's sharing a comment with you or something, we don't always have to go to that place. Okay, ladies?
Yeah, we don't.
All right. So the second one is deal with what's causing the division inside of you.
Good Lord, have mercy.
Go to that place of what is causing you to not get along with females well. Sometimes we have to do internal, some internal research to say, okay, why is it that I don't like this young lady? What is it about her that makes me not work well with her in my career? What are those things? Because if you don't get to the root of an issue, it's going to continue to grow. Have you ever seen the image of like a tree? Someone wants to knock a tree down or a plant down or a weed, but if you don't get down into the root and pull that thing out,
that thing will sprout up again,
and it's going to continue to grow.
That's right. And I think a good example is just what I started off with too. Is we can see other women doing their thing or being successful, and you literally have to catch yourself sometimes. You can start to you can play that tape in your head. Well, she's probably this. She probably just stays at home, and she we really tear people down in our head.
Tamara brings up a good point about like when we see women, instead of giving credit where credit's due, sometimes we'll say, oh, the only reason she could do it is because she didn't have any kids.
We come up with perfectly logical explanations.
She has a nanny, or gosh, and on and on. But at the end of the day, as women, when we think about the balance that we carry, so we talk about this is a part of CEO too. So the weights that we carry, we're moms, we're wives. Some of us are not moms and wives yet, but you're a corporate woman who has a ton of responsibility. So there should not be this excuse or this I don't know what the word is, or this kind of thing that we put on women like that's the only reason they can be successful. We actually coined a term. It's called perfectly logical explanations. Right, those are the things that can just damage anything. Well, the only reason that she got the promotion is because and I'll tell you this, in my career I remember another young lady in my career told me the only reason that you get in the job and you're getting promoted is because you're cute. And honestly, like that's the stuff that will damage people, because saying that to another female who has talent, who is maybe very intelligent, and here's the thing, like I love the phrase people use, you weren't with me on the basketball court when I was making my money. So my thing is, you weren't with me the late nights when I was staying up working out or trying to make sure that presentation was tight. You weren't with me when I was in the room full of all men and feeling less than, but had to go home and pray about that. You weren't with me during those times. So it's not okay to discount females based off of what maybe your thoughts are. And sometimes we don't vocalize it, right? But it's in our minds. It's in our minds. And I think it's really taking the time and understanding what is causing you to think that. What made you say that to another female? That's it. And I think that's what you mean about doing that self-check and getting down to the root. And the reality is, let's be honest, hurt people hurt people. Wow. And a lot of times that place it's coming from a place of pain and hurt a lot of times. So we just need to start to resolve within ourselves. That's so real. That is so real. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. And women do this too often. And it's women, when we talk about women working well together, women, we let things fester. We let things sit inside of us. And sometimes we lash out, the nice nasty that you talked about. But either way, we're never getting to the root cause. So we can deal with what's on the surface all day long. But if you don't get to underneath the surface, you're going to still be dealing with it time after time. 100%. Every relationship, you're going to look back and you're going to have like a row of 15 friends that you just trampled over and not let things go. And again, we're not perfect at this, but we are very clear about what it takes, and we're willing to go on this journey with everyone. Absolutely. So the next one is own it and apologize. ladies, there's nothing that's going to be minused or separated or subtracted from you when you apologize. 100%. It's not a show of weakness. Yes, it's actually strength. It's a show of strength, and it's a show of healing for yourself. This allows you to move on. You know, people always talk about healing is not for that other person. Oh my gosh. It's for you, because see, while Sister Girl is over here walking and she ain't thinking about you, you the one over here bothered. My pastor said it the other day in Bible study. He said, and it may have been First Lady or Pastor. They're both good. I can't think. But it's almost like drinking poison. Unforgiveness and not letting stuff go is almost like drinking poison. Yep. The person who can't get over it and can't forgive that person. And it's killing you slowly on the inside. Well, that other person, like you said, is living. That other person is living. Yeah. It's you that has to deal with the, the bondage of like, oh, I can't sit beside her. Oh, I know. I got to, I'm going to invite everybody in the circle but that one girl. See, that's bondage. And see, women, I will say this,
we're very strategic with our nasty.
Oh yeah.
We know how to do, some pretty shady
like
stuff. We know to invite one person over here because so-and-so is not going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And that takes energy. Let's just think about the
energy
you have to expense to be thinking about all of the people that you have offense with.
And where can that energy be used?
Exactly.
How about let's take that energy to worship?
Oh, good.
How about let's take that energy to really be spending time with our children and our husbands, empowering our families. Exactly. And hey, turn that energy into empowering other women. Like, are you mentoring someone? So there's a ton of things that we can be doing with that energy. But what we're working on is really trying to help women understand that it's okay to apologize, it's okay to forgive and move forward. Okay?
That was fantastic, Krista.
I love that one. Another one is be around women that are going to tell you the truth. Hit that off, Tamara. Now this is a good one.
Oh my goodness. I think I see it so often where your group of friends are only there to help prop you up and make you feel good.
Oh.
And see, that doesn't help your growth. That'll stunt your growth. We don't need yes women in our lives.
Yeah.
We need people who are going to tell us the truth. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with women who are going to tell you the truth when you're wrong and praise you when you're right.
I love it. And Tamara, here's the thing. So this one attaches to the stop being touchy too. So what we're saying is be around women that are going to tell you the truth, number one. And we've all made those jokes before when we've seen someone out wearing something and we're like, oh, she doesn't have any friends. And really what we're saying is there should have been someone in this person's life that if they have a nasty attitude, like, God, has anyone told them about that yet?
Anybody shared that feedback?
Yeah, has anyone shared the feedback? And then the first point that we made about stop being touchy is when someone that you care about, when someone that you love, that you know they have your best interest at hand, tells you something, don't be so touchy, don't be so sensitive. The spirit of offense will get you every time. So really work on being able to accept feedback. And here's the thing, I always tell people, I can take feedback from someone who I know doesn't like me. Because what you can do is sift through and find whatever the gem is inside of the information or inside of the message. So don't always turn people away that are not nice or that you know don't like you, because there could be a message inside of that too.
100%.
All right, and ladies, the last point that we have is don't become so familiar with your girlfriends that you can't hear them.
Oh my goodness.
And this one is a really, really good one because you can become so familiar with your friends. Tamara and I, like I said, have been best friends for a long time. We're sisters pretty much. Okay? But we've been so close that there could be a message that maybe Tamara's told me or I've told her over the years that maybe we haven't got better at.
That's right.
But if we're not careful, we're going to hear that as, oh, that's just Tamara telling me that same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's easy to discount it that way. And I actually find that it's very true sometimes with very close friends and sometimes spouses.
And your spouse, definitely your spouse.
You know, Steve will tell me over and over again, and there's points and times where I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Even though it's still a valid point, there's things that I really should be doing and, I can get out of it. You just have to be careful about being too familiar that you discount, feedback or things that could really be helpful.
That is really big, ladies. So don't discount people that are very close to you because they're the ones that probably see you the best. And I always tell people, when you think about it, like I like to think about it when you're in an airplane. And when you're flying, you can see down in a situation better than when you're in the situation. So just imagine if you're down on the ground, right? And you got the situation happening around you. It's hard to see, but if you're up in the air and you're able to look down into it, that really helps to expose things.
Yeah, it's a completely different perspective.
Right. So ladies, I'll go through it one more time. We've got 5 points here that we went over, and we really want us to start working on it. Be conscious about it. Drop your comments below. We'd love to hear how you're going to make a commitment to working on it. So stop being touchy. Stop being so easily offended. Deal with what's causing the division inside of you. So figure out what makes you not want to work well with women. What makes you push away from women. Own it and apologize. It's okay to apologize. As Tamara said, it's a sign of strength. Be around women that are going to tell you the truth.
Yes.
No one needs someone that's always going to go along with you and say, yeah, you're right. And then the last one is don't become so familiar that you can't hear what maybe your friends are trying to say.
Absolutely. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. We're going to continue it again. Remember, September 7th, please get your tickets. We cannot wait to see you guys. We're going to have the best time. It will be high energy. We are going to have a ton of fun, and we are going to really learn and heal ourselves. We're going to continue this process of healing our relationships and really build each other up.
Yeah, it's a movement. It's important to us. We want to be able to help lead this charge. We're starting in Charlotte, and we want to move forward and really helping women to be able to work better together. We can empower each other like never before. So